everyone, my name is Ivy, and for this video I just wanted to share my experience with taking the CompTIA Security Plus certification, how I studied, how long I studied, what resources I used, how the online exam was, and maybe discuss some things on what I should have done better. So if you're planning to take the Security Plus exam or taking it soon or just stumbled upon this video, I hope this video will be helpful to you on taking the certification in one day. So CompTIA Security Plus is an industry certification for anyone who wants to pursue a career in IT, especially in cybersecurity. So the latest version of the exam is SY0501, which is the one I took, and I think it will expire early next year, and the 601 version will be released next month. I think there's gonna be an overlap between the two. If you're planning to take 501, do it now. So the exam consists of multiple choice questions and performance-based questions, where not more than 10% of it is performance-based, but it depends on your exam. And it has not more than 90 questions and goes on for 90 minutes. The exam covers 6 domains. You can download the exam objectives from the CompTIA website and other exam objectives as well if you're planning to take any in the future. And the exam objective is pretty overwhelming. It's a lot. I had to print this out because it's just a lot of information that you need to know. As you go through the list, you can see that some points can be a bit repetitive. So if you see in domain 3, there's like security controls, and on domain 5 you go through the security controls again. Apparently there's correlation of the same things on different domains. Especially during this time of the pandemic, everything has been shifted online. I heard about Pearson VUE having an online proctoring thing like a few months ago. They call it OnView. I was just going through it and see how it's even possible, and that you can download the test software so you can see if your computer or internet connection is compatible with the testing software, and you can go on with your exam. So just a bit of background of myself. I have a degree in network security, and my only work experience is a volunteer as a security analyst before I graduated from my degree. So it was a pretty interesting role, and that really sparked my interest in cybersecurity because there's so much things going on. There's new things to learn every day. It's never boring. And as for certifications, I have a CCNA. So I took the CCENT in January 2019, and I took the CCNA August 2019. So as you can see, there's a huge gap between the two because I kept rescheduling my CCNA because I was so nervous. I think I rescheduled 7 times. But yeah, I passed it in one go, which is good. Around April, during the peak of the pandemic, I was just watching videos on LinkedIn Learning and stumbled upon this Security Plus learning path. I just went through it without having any intentions of taking the certification in the future, and so I was taking my time, blah blah blah, but still I was writing notes in my handy dandy notebook to highlight the things or the concepts I can't really understand. I was taking my sweet time going through one domain, maybe like about 2 weeks at least, given that each domain has 2 to 5 hours. It's a lot. And maybe a few months in, I was also watching Professor Messer videos on YouTube because he has a whole playlist of the Security Plus videos. The good thing about it is that he goes through the exam objectives chronologically, so you can follow through easily and not miss out any of the points here on the exam objectives. So every month, Professor Messer has this study group live videos. So those live videos feel very interactive. Not only goes through the questions, but he also responds to chat room questions about the exam. Those live videos start at 2 AM here in Sydney, so I haven't joined in, probably in Dreamland. For practice exams, I just googled them, and there's a lot, and some of them are pretty good. Most of them are concept-based questions, and most are case scenario based, which is closely as similar to the ones in exams. They're all very helpful. They're free. So as you can notice that everything I've used is free. I didn't pay for any study materials because it's stingy. And I have access to LinkedIn Learning because of my institution, and YouTube videos are free. You just endure the ads. There's a lot of ads, by the way, but still you're supporting them. The practice exams are also free. They have ads in their website, so everything's a win-win here. And also, I didn't want to purchase any books because I learn better through watching videos. I love to read, but not academic reading. I absorb things quicker through watching videos because there's pictures and there's heaps of videos on YouTube. Just to add, I use Notion to take down notes. I used to use OneNote on Windows for taking notes. Notion is similar to OneNote, but it's more versatile. You can do a lot of things with it. You can journal, track things, shopping list, whatever. You can do a lot. You can format differently, which I think is not only good for note taking while studying, but also life in general. I've used it in different things to organize my life. Notion is just a huge game changer. It's good. Anyway, I purchased the exam voucher, I think mid-July. Just took me a week to gather all the courage to schedule an exam. For the exam voucher, I only had the 10% discount from subscribing to the CompTIA newsletter, which is, I think, okay, better than nothing. I know if I looked around hard enough, I'd get a bigger discount, but that's okay. So when I scheduled my exam, I was like, okay, let's do this. There's no turning back now. That's $400 exam voucher. They're non-refundable, but valid for 1 year. And after that, I started studying more seriously, watched all of the Professor Messer's videos in study groups, and doing almost all of the practice exams. I remember I was being so complacent. I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I have a degree in network security. What could go wrong? I'm good. I know everything. And then just 2 weeks before the exam, which I realized was one of the biggest mistakes ever, was the time that I just printed out the exam objectives. And so I was going through the list, all of it one by one. I was like, oh damn, that's a lot. Most of this stuff I don't know, I'm screwed. So since I have 14 days left, I was going through one domain per day. So just few days before the exam, I'm starting to panic because, oh my god, I just learned these points the other day. How come I forgot it? Because it's just so much information to understand and a hella lot of acronyms. And just so you know, I'm very bad at memorization. I hate memorizing things, and I forget the things that I just remembered the day before. I wasn't using any techniques to remember things easily. So luckily, I have my notes with me and I can just go through them, highlight whatever's important. Also, during that time, when I was stressing out, I was thinking of rescheduling my exam. I started to panic. Should I reschedule my exam? Because I don't think I'm ready. So since my exam was August 29th, Saturday, and if I reschedule my exam September 5, Saturday, I was thinking, oh my god, The Boys Season 2 comes out September 4. And I have to watch it. And if it ends in a cliffhanger, I'm doomed. I won't be able to focus. What about the exam? So that was my motivation to not reschedule and just focus. I mean, that wasn't the only motivation. And from my history of rescheduling exams, like the one I mentioned earlier, the CCNA, I rescheduled it 7 times. And I didn't want that to happen because I'm gonna end up taking the exam maybe next year. We're not gonna reschedule, just get it done and over with. But then again, my advice is just take the exam whenever you're ready. Whenever you think you're ready, you know everything. But then, when are we ever ready? It was just part of my exam jitters, so that's pretty much normal for me. So exam day, my exam starts at 12:45, so I had a good sleep the night before. In the morning, I would go through my notes and also the exam objectives again. Very, very important. And I made sure to eat lunch and use the toilet 30 minutes before the exam. So I had to log into Pearson VUE Begin Exam, and then the OnView software pops up. I get prompted to use my phone to take a selfie and my ID. Take a picture of the room I'm in. So I was in my bedroom and I have to take a picture of what's in front, behind me, and the left, and the right, and the left. It was a very easy and quick check-in process. I think it took less than 15 minutes. After the check-in process, I had to start my exam right away. So you have to have your camera and mic on the whole time, and switching between different windows is locked. And at the top, I can see myself there. For me, it's a bit bothersome because it's like being in a video call. Like, you can see yourself. You can't help but check yourself, like how do I look, am I slouching, and all those other stuff. But then it's just an exam, it's just to monitor you. And for me, it just felt a bit distracting because it's right at the top. I hope they had the option to hide it, but all good. It didn't hinder my exam experience. First few questions are performance-based questions, and it felt a bit overwhelming to start with, so I had to skip it and just go with the multiple choice questions first. So the good thing about the CompTIA exam is that you can go back and forth between questions, and comparing it to the Cisco exam, like whatever your answer is the final answer. For the CompTIA, you can flag the question and then come back to it later. So I did the performance-based questions last, and I just wish they had the option of the number of questions at the bottom so you can just jump to the question easily. Like when you reach the end of the exam, you have to go to the first one again, so you have to click previous, multiple times previous, and that's a bit time consuming. So along the way, as I was going back, I was also answering the questions that I flagged. I can't really say in detail what's in the exam, but it was kind of tough. A bit tough. It's the same level as CCNA. I've been hearing this a lot, that if you don't know the answer to the question, just guess. You never know, you might have a lucky guess. And I think I was just lucky. Throughout the exam, I used all of the 90 minutes. 90 minutes was enough, to be honest. I think it's a good amount of time to finish the exam. After the exam, there's this usual survey. Most of the time I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail. So my heart's pounding so hard. And there's just so many survey questions, but you know, understandable, they need that. My heart's pounding so hard because if I fail, that's $400 down the drain. I didn't purchase a retake voucher. And then that congratulations screen appeared, and I was like so relieved. Because I was more surprised to pass, to be honest. But all in all, I felt relieved. I wanted to lie on the ground and absorb everything and just stare into space. Just process the things that just happened. It felt like a huge adjustment after the exam because I was like, oh my god, what do I do? Every day I'm like, okay, after I eat, I need to study. It's like, it's been a routine. Yeah, I'm done. I passed. And I passed by 30 points. And I think I just got lucky. Anyway, on things that I should have done better is that I should have, and I've been stressing this a lot throughout this video, that I should have printed the exam objectives ahead of time. There's a lot of information. So each domain is like at least 2 pages to 3 pages, so it's a lot. And I would have had a lot of time to focus on things that I don't understand. But then again, everything on the exam objectives is that I've learned in my degree, so which I think is a bit of an advantage or extra leverage for me to pass the exam. And I just needed to refresh my bad memory all the time, as it says on the exam requirements that you need to have experience in security role. But then it's not compulsory. I've seen a lot of people who have no IT experience have passed the exam, and they just studied really hard, and good for them. I think you just need to completely understand the concepts and how things work, and you need a lot of study time and a lot of months to prepare before the exam, and print out the exam objectives right away after you download it. Very helpful. And so for anyone who's taking the certification, use as much resources as you can. Like if you want to purchase things, just go ahead. And I know there's also courses in Udemy or CBT Nuggets, I think. And everyone's learning techniques are different. You might learn better through reading books, or you might learn better through videos, or you might learn better in a classroom setting with an instructor. So you do you. That's okay as long as you learn something and get that certification. So what's next for me? As of the moment, I'm taking a break. So it's been 2 weeks since my certification, and I think I need longer breaks. But then I've been canvassing different certifications. I might take ITIL or CompTIA CYSA Plus or PepTest Plus or Cisco CCNP. Who knows, I might just wing it again like this one. And I'm also basing it on the jobs that I've been applying to. So, you never know. Time will change. So I hope this video has been helpful for you, especially if you're taking the exam soon or planning to take it in a few months. If you're taking the exam soon or have taken it already, share your experience here, what resources you use. It might be helpful to some. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching it this far. I'm losing my natural light at the moment, so see ya!